What's going on there, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I gotta be real with you guys. I really despise making these videos because it just brings so much insane negativity to the channel. It's very hard to critique the good and the bad of anything because usually, typically, both sides are very extreme. You know what I'm saying? And of course, I'm not talking about all of you. A lot of you guys who tune into the channel can see everything within the game and understand that there's flaws, but also, probably one of the best launched battlefields we've had in a long time. But still, putting out content like this is still going to drive in a very hateful, negative crowd. But what I have to say today must be said. It has nothing to do with Season 1, the content. I've been having a really good time playing Battlefield 6 overall. Throughout the whole launch into Season 1, of course, we don't have the full update, and, AA on the new map is a whole different story. But, a lot of it, I'm having a good time with. It's not overly negative, like some are making it out to be, from my experience at least. But EA has done something that is just, talking about scummy. I would say this is on par, potentially even worse than what Activision would even go about doing. But ladies and gentlemen, before we go ahead and dive on deep, if you guys are interested in more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and the second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, I'll link that channel down in the description of this video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it might be a lot of you guys out there who don't think that this is a big deal, but I really hope you guys genuinely do listen to the video and try to understand, a lot of the points that I'm trying to make here, because, again, even if it didn't affect you, EA still benefited off of this. Now, if we go ahead and rewind back to the launch of Battlefield 6, if you guys remember, EA, the launcher, had a little bit of a problem. Of course, Steam players were able to get into the experience, although they ran into other issues. Some consoles had some issues. But EA, for the longest time, hours, weren't able to actually load into the game. The only way that you could load in was through basically exploits, trying to, work your way through the system, which everybody didn't know how to do. So there were a ton of players who couldn't get into the experience for a very long time. Now, they could have fixed this. They could have went on with their business and said, yep, we got everything good. Here's a charm or something like that, maybe a little bit of double XP, whatever. They could have done something light, but they didn't. They went all out and claimed that we are going to be getting, what was the specifics again? Like 12 double XPs for hour-long double XP, and also, I think 30 minutes or whatever it is. It was a ton of double XP, on top of getting the first season pass for free, alongside Phantom Edition owners getting the second one for free. And a lot of people were confused about the wording, but that is what it is. The first season pass is a freebie. The second one is, a freebie for the Phantom Edition owners. And of course, as time has gone on here, nobody has received pretty much anything. And I wanted to be patient, I was a little worried because, a week plus after they announced this, I still didn't get my double XP. And you guys remember I mentioned that in the video, and I said, I don't want to rush it. I'm going to wait until after Season 1 to go ahead and see if anything's going to happen with the Battle Pass. And then, we got to Season 1, still no Battle Pass. And I made another video saying, I'm going to wait a little bit longer. Maybe it might be hard for them to produce this. I don't know what the issue is, but we'll wait and see if we get the Battle Pass for Season 1, anybody who was affected with the EA launcher. And now here we are, ladies and gentlemen, and there are still absolutely no results. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I would still be patient if I'm going to be real with you. I would still be holding off and waiting to see if they would react if it wasn't for what I saw over on Reddit. This is actually a post by Kelly Green Monster saying, reached out to EA about not receiving promised tokens and Battle Pass from EA launch mishap. This is the response. And this right here is the whole response from the EA agent, which is probably AI, but still, it confirms something that I really didn't want to hear. Of course, a lot of it is gibberish, that's typical for, these help pages. But if you scroll down a little bit, of course, to the main portion, this person said, or this AI said, I don't know, whatever it is, we'd like to let you know that our team has already sent out the in-game bonus content to the affected players. If you do not receive anything, it means that our team has verified that you were not affected by said outage. No further changes will be made in this regard. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. They're done. This is no longer an issue to EA. This is no longer in their books. They're not concerned about giving out the double XP or giving out the, battle pass. It's a done deal. To them, absolutely everybody has received it. When I can report to you, 110%, not everybody has received both of these items. This right here, ladies and gentlemen, is 110% so freaking scummy by EA. And it doesn't shock me. It's EA we're talking about here, I think a lot of us in the back of our heads always knew they were going to do something as well, to a certain degree, and it sucks for the devs. I'm just happy that we have a really solid team of devs who put together an extremely solid product that can kind of carry its own, while EA will still try to sprinkle things here, sprinkle things there. But boy, oh boy, this is a rough one, because they got so many people, including myself, but a lot of people online were talking this up. This was huge. We have never seen anybody, any publisher, give that much love back to the community over, having a delay to the launch. A lot of games have delays to launches, right? And a lot of people might think that, it was too good to be true. And maybe you were right, but EA still prospered off of this, right? At the end of the day, they did. They got a lot of positive feedback. A lot of people said, wow, look at EA. They are actually, giving back to their community. They are actually giving something of worth. I mean, a free battle pass? I stated it in my video before, but that's insane, because a free battle pass will basically recycle itself for eternity if, of course, you can go ahead and complete it. If you can't complete it, then you can't go ahead and recycle those points and get the next one for free. But, if you're pretty dedicated, for any player who really enjoys Battlefield, that was absolutely massive, because that is a huge chunk of content. And honestly, I don't really see a reason why they shouldn't. Games back in the day used to thrive strictly off of just the base sales, Yeah, I understand that, the industry has evolved. It's just normal. It's typical business. And they're going to want more and more and more. But still, a chunk of players getting the battle pass, and who's to say all of them are even going to see the news and understand what's even going on? It's probably just the most hardcore of audiences, all of us online, who will more than likely follow through with all the steps and get, what is ours out of this overall situation. And let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen, this game sold a lot. There's no doubt. Again, you can hear all the hate that you want. You can hear players say it's dead, horrifying, nobody cares about, whatever. They made a lot of money. There's still a lot of people playing this on a day-to-day basis right now, only on Steam. That is wild. So this game made a big chunk of cash. I don't really see them. I just don't see the problem with, following through with what they offered. I'll be real. I don't think I've ever seen anyone say they received what they offered. Again, please go down the comment section and let me know if you actually got the content that they said they would give you. But every single time I see a post, everybody in the comment section was either not affected and they're trying to, help out and maybe find a way to, get the user what they, I guess, earned from EA. Or just people saying the same thing. They didn't get any content yet. Regardless, again, guys, come on now. Don't go wild up in the I know people are going to go crazy and say, oh, this is the worst game ever. This is horrifying. This doesn't even have to do with anything regarding Battlefield 6. It does, because it's in the game itself, and it's content that people are supposed to be getting within Battlefield 6. But when it comes down to the gameplay, what we got in Season 1, again, we can criticize, we can critique, we can have fun debates. But some people go very hard. Some people just go insane. And this isn't even a problem that's affecting any of that. This is just simply between EA and the community and how they went ahead and advertised stuff. Basically falsely advertising, what they're going to be giving the community for the outage. I don't know. Again, I just hope it doesn't stir up too much negativity, but this had to be said. And there's also going to be other criticisms. You guys got to keep in mind, we discuss both sides of the story here, and although I'm having a blast with Battlefield 6, and I think it's a really good shooter, there's still problems and issues that should be resolved and won't be resolved if we don't bring light to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, as always, go down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this overall situation, and also let me know, how you are going when it comes to your status on this. Have you received anything? Have you not received anything? So on and so forth. Just fill me in on all the details, because I'm very curious to know if anyone out there got any of this content. But as always, ladies and gentlemen, if you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you hated it, leave a dislike. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell. I post twice here, once at 8 a.m. Eastern Time and a second time at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And also, if you guys are interested in any of my live streams, I do stream Monday through Saturday over on Twitch starting at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, if you guys are interested, gotta link that channel down in the description of this video. But as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you all on the next one. Peace out.